welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here today with a pick a card reading for you. Today's topic is all about third party situations, you versus them. How does the person on your mind feel about you versus the third party in question? I want to welcome my returning subscribers. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all of your comments. Be sure to check your notification bells because I am waiting to hear back from my most recent winner for the free tarot reading. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we would love for you to join our beautiful soul family by subscribing to the channel, hitting your notification bell, and liking this content. It helps me to bring you guys more content, and just dropping your comment underneath any of my videos this month for your chance to win as well. For today's pick a card topic, again, this is a third party topic, so please get cozy. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather around this table. We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the heart and soul, pile number 2 with the Mother Mary, and pile number 3 with the liberation. And this is coming from the Magdalene Oracle. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting for you. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is all about you versus them. How do they feel about you versus the third party? Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to the heart and soul card. Now this card is specific because it has an interesting message because it does speak to how things are actually unraveling the way that they're supposed to. So sometimes when we are immersed in connections like the ones that we're asking about today, where there's third party, and when we are wanting something that feels like it's beyond our grasp and we feel really connected to it, we want to think that everything's off course, but Spirit's saying everything's actually happening as it should in this present moment. And sometimes these triggers may lead to changes, but in this present moment, everything is actually on track in some way. They are talking about the heart and soul and how the deep connection that you may feel to each other or to this person as well, and how it may have to maintain in that soul space and not be in the present moment. It may feel like it's sort of existing inside and not being able to be expressed outward. So we're going to do a split reading for you today. I'm going to put their feelings for the third party on the left hand side, and then I'll put their feelings for you on the other. We will be spending a little bit more time on their feelings towards you, but we're going to start with their current feelings for the third party. So we're going to put a trigger warning on this reading today because it's never easy for us to hear about how the person that we care about feels about another person. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but we have no control over that. So how do they currently feel, please, about the third party in question? For pile number 1, we have the King of Cups. They could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The Queen of Cups. Just heard mom and dad. The 6 of Cups. Back of the deck is the Knight of Wands. Let's clarify this as we go. Can we clarify the King of Cups, please? How do they currently feel about the third party? The Magician. The 2 of Cups, the High Priestess. Back of the deck we have the Lovers, and we have the 3 of Wands. Now you can see that the Lovers is Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they're both wearing this striped cap, the red and the white striped cap. I always think of the barber pole, and I think about the old school barber poles, you know, when barbers used to be dentists as well, and there's this fear with teeth, and there's this fear of change and the fear of loss. This Lover's energy here is deep connection, and I can't deny that they do have a connection, especially a connection from the past. I feel like they deeply connected in the past. I feel like they have children together, and that may be what's kind of holding the connection together at this point. I feel like there is conflict, and they do feel like the divine feminine here has, it's like rules the roost, or is emotionally, I don't want to say emotionally overwhelming, but kind of a little bit like it feels smothering or something. It's like we've known each other for a really long time. We've had a family together, but I feel like there's an emotional disconnect that neither one of them are admitting to in the present moment. It's like we're sitting upon information we know to be true about the nature of this cycle that we've included ourselves to. There's this peering behind the veil, this sense of exploration where we really want to go exploring. Perhaps both of us really want to go exploring, and yet we're not saying anything. We're still attached at the hip, but it's Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they don't look very satisfied, do they, in their countenance? Like, they just don't look very happy. I feel like this was a good match in the past, but like everything, certain things run their course. And I feel like it's a disservice to tell people that once you sign a contract of marriage, that's it. Because I do feel like this couple is married, and it's a disservice to say once you sign that contract, you're agreeing to never choose another person for the rest of your life. So there's just something about expectations that I feel like are holding them together. I do feel like genuinely that there is a love here. I think that that's a love that will last forever, regardless of this. If this connection lasts forever, there is a certain amount of nostalgia attached to their connection. So there is a love that does exist, and that won't go anywhere. But there comes a certain time when we acknowledge that this environment isn't giving us as much fulfillment as we want. And it comes out in the way that we treat each other, and it comes out in the way that we feel. And you can look at the face of the Divine Feminine here. It's the King and Queen of Cups. And in that story of Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Cups really ruled the roost, and he was terrified of her, and he followed her around. So I feel like they're intimidated by their partner. And they feel a lack of control in their environment overall. It's like they don't feel like they're the man of the house if they are a masculine energy. They don't feel like that their voice is as loud or as important as the Divine Feminines. But they've been complacent, because that's the habit, that's the expectation. They've been complacent. But the truth is that if they opened up the lines of communication, they may just find that they're both feeling very similarly here. They both want to take back more control of their own experience, and they both may be holding on to this because of children, because of investment from the past. Like, it's like nostalgia from the past that's holding us together. But I keep hearing bait and switch. So it's like it's not enough anymore to maintain the satisfaction here. But I do feel like there is potentially a genuine love that did exist in the past and would maintain even if they did end the relationship. How do they currently feel about the third party, please? I feel like they've known each other a really long time, almost to the point where it's like they look like each other, or their energies are very similar. They could even both be water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, perhaps. We also have Gemini here. We have plenty of material things. We have plenty of that. But we have unsettled times and need to plan ahead. And work achievement equals success. And in this particular ant energy, I do really sense the strong energy of the Divine Feminine, who feels in this environment like she bears the weight of the emotional labor, or the weight of the emotional world here. We have someone will try to make you do something against your will, the Club. And that's what I mean. This is like, it's like if she says that she wants the garbage taken out, he better do it, or else she's going to be mad and she's going to express that to him, and then the whole house is going to feel like it's under a cloud. Like, it just feels very overbearing. And the Divine Masculine in this case feels really intimidated by the Divine Feminine. Even look at the way that his feet are turned inwards. It's like a little kid being scolded. And when we're sitting in an environment like that, we want to call our energy back. We don't want to kind of maintain and give our energy away to other people forever. Now let's take a look on your side. How are they feeling about you? How's this person feeling about... But again, with the heart and soul, I feel like this was necessary, this cycle for them. The children that they produced, I feel like was necessary. But it almost feels like twin flame energy. Here's the 9 of Cups for you, pile 1. How do they feel about pile number 1, please, compared to the third party? Whoops. 3 of Pentacles reversed. And this is a mini Shadowscapes Tarot. Here's the Queen of Wands. You could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Back of the deck is that 8 of Cups. And look, she's a beautiful mermaid, and she's taking a deep dive. The 8 of Cups is about moving on to something empowering. We have the 4 of Wands. King of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. I want to put those together. I'm sorry, Queen of Pentacles, not the King of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the Page of Cups. Back of the deck is the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So this 10 of Swords is like an emotionally obsessed energy. It's like somebody who's really focused on something that feels out of their reach. They are wearing masks. I don't feel like they talk about you ultimately in that environment. They are wearing masks and they're afraid to take those masks off. Here's the Eight of Wands. It's like wishful thinking, blowing those dandelion plumes into the wind, feeling the pressure for more, but feeling the conflict that this attraction that they have to you creates for this environment for sure. Because they worry that they don't have the support of you. They worry sometimes that it's one-sided. They worry about what this attraction to you could create over here because they think you're beautiful. It's like they crave what you represent. This Queen of Pentacles is independent. She's, she doesn't have to worry about anything. She feels secure in herself. Whereas perhaps this Queen of Cups doesn't feel that security, so they don't project that to their partner. But for this person, when they look at your energy, right or wrong, they think that you are representing the exact opposite of this environment. And they regret a lot. Like they look into the past a lot in relation to you. There's a lot of worrying and overthinking about what would have to be done, about what they would have to do in order to create change. And look at this badger. And here's the fox, and behind the fox are little baby foxes. And so there's this aspect about we could create clearance for growth here, but how will it affect the kids? But they're using the children as a scapegoat for this overthinking and worry in this moment, because the truth is you are a huge temptation and they want you and they're crushing on you and you're something like a guiding light. It's like the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. And it's a mermaid too, because the mermaid lures us, attracts us, calls to us. And this person thinks this is the path. This is the path that's going to give me happiness. This is the path that's going to give me abundance. It's with you. It's with you, but I have to pull this rabbit out of the hat. I have to go exploring. I have to stop being complacent. But all of this mermaid imagery here, you can see she's sitting on a little round shell. And for me, those types of shells are like the high priestess. We sit upon information we know to be true, but we don't know what's in there. This person wants more, but they also know that they may have to keep you waiting for that more. How do they feel? Ooh. Honor and respect will come to you, the Crown. They feel like stating their sovereignty would be with you. Like this would be satisfaction, this would be happiness. But they're also feeling kind of devastated about what's possible in the present moment because they don't know how to achieve all of this. They don't know how to achieve it without creating upheaval, without dealing with this Three of Pentacles in the reverse position. And so they do wear masks. It's like whatever environment they're in, that's what mask they put in or put on. So someone working against you behind your back, which is the rat. And if you look over here at the Six of Cups, the rat is over here in the Six of Cups, and the rat is representing children or nostalgia. But in this case, the rat is the ego. So it's the ego telling them you should stay for the kids, or, this is too important not to end. But it's the ego working against them. It's like this gnawing energy, overthinking, fear. We have heartache over what you no longer have. And I feel like it took them, we have here a sincere wish that wants to be granted with a short journey. Because they feel like they want to mend things. It's like it took them not very long to recognize the absence of what your energy brings to the table. It's like that they were missing over here in this environment. We have March on the back of that deck. It could be a birthday as well. How do they currently feel, please, about pile number 1 compared to the other energy? We have here believe, strange encounters. They never anticipated perhaps feeling this way. They never anticipated. In fact, here you can see it almost looks like a shield with a unicorn on it. It's like I almost guarded myself against the epiphany or the revelation. And we have here, use your time well, make every moment count. So if the two of you are in a current relationship, if the two of you are kind of currently seeing each other, which I don't feel like is the case for everyone watching, then they want to grab onto those moments as much as possible. I also feel like in some cases for the collective, that this person feels like they did not use their time wisely and they made poor decisions. Impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and fresh perspectives. And in this moment, that's highlighting their opinion of what is possible in this present moment. Now, energy doesn't stay constant, so they could perhaps be encouraged in the future towards more positive change, but today they feel like it's really challenging or it's really difficult to be able to achieve the success that they want to with you. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. What was the very last thought that they had about pile 1 in the bowl? We have the Magician, wanting to gain control, wanting to communicate with you. 2 of Swords. And they were really thinking about what it would be like if they came forward with an offer, how would you receive them, but they can't commit to the decision that they have to make. It's like they can't commit to that first step. So it feels like a fantasy that they were having in those thoughts. Oh, we've got these horns stuck to my hand. We have R and D. Could be a doctor. We have R again. We have my, so possessive energy. And we have from. We also have here the engagement ring. We have the white fish bones, which is more optimistic. Now that represents the 10 of Swords for me, which we have on the back of your deck. But the white fish bone says we need to come up with a new solution. Whatever application of strength they've applied to your connection isn't working. And whatever application they're applying here, it isn't working for anyone either, ultimately. So in order to empower ourselves, we need to go back to the drawing board and just make a new plan for ourselves. We have the Rose of Empowerment, because they do feel like their attraction to you empowers them in some way. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the 3 of Cups. And those 2 energies are very combative, because the 3 of Cups says, I just want to have fun. I just want to go out. I don't want to have the responsibilities. And the Knight of Pentacles says, yeah, but what about all of those responsibilities? And there is the Divine Feminine Aquarius energy. The Starfish, somebody who feels like they lost their person, or the person that was meant for them. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. And be sure to hit your notification bell so that if you are chosen the winner, I can notify you and we can get the ball rolling. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading. And my shop does sell out quickly, but be sure to check back, because I do refill the shop daily. So be sure to come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You are drawn to the Mother Mary card. And this is your reading, a you versus them reading. How does the person on your mind feel about the third party versus how they feel about you? Now, Mother Mary here is all about compassion, thorns around the heart. I think of motherhood, of course. I think of sacrifice. And so there could be sacrifices being made for children here, for instance, or for like a really compassionate heart. This could also be highlighting your compassionate heart or your position as well. So we're going to start with their feelings for the third party on the left-hand side, and then we're going to move into their feelings for you. How do they truly feel about the third party in this present moment, please? Using the Panda Tarot for you, 6 of Cups. There definitely could be children here. This has a similar end sort of beginnings as pile number 1. We have the Chariot. We have the Emperor. We also have the Empress on the back of the deck. You can see the Empress is cuddling a little child there as well. Yeah, there's the Queen of Cups, and there's the Page of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. How do they feel about the third party, please? The Judgment. Back of the deck is the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Wands. If I was being a fair judge here, I would say that they do have a really high opinion of this person. I feel like I think that they respect this person as a parent. I really do. And I don't think that they're sexually satisfied. I think that this person does a lot for their children, and I think they like observing that. They like knowing that they're giving their children this mother, to be honest with you. But the emotional, it's like and that's the red tape. They feel alone a lot of times, or there's loneliness. In fact, there's a similar energy here to pile 1, so there could be a message waiting there for you too, because they're showing me Amelia Earhart now, and how they don't recognize, like, they're minimizing the fact that this person's pretty lonely, like their partner's pretty lonely as far as like doing things by themselves. I feel like she does a lot of the work there, the emotional work with the children. I think that they rely on that, and it makes them like they respect her in that role. But when it comes to their relationship, their physical relationship, it's kind of on the fence. It's kind of imbalanced. It's like they don't mesh well there. It's like they just aren't on the same frequency. They're not really on the same level. I feel like they're almost exact opposites. Their person could be a water sign. They could be a fire sign. There's just so much, there's just such a difference between them and what they feel like is satisfaction. I feel like this person has thrown themselves into motherhood, and they like to observe that, but they're not feeling satisfied in the physical department. The Two of Pentacles here is talking about knowing that potentially there's going to be change happening, but waiting for the perfect time, or waiting for like the red tape, or maybe waiting for the children to grow up, or because they have this, it's almost like an intuition that they know it's not going to last or something. With this Knight of Wands, he wants to go charging forward, and he fantasizes about something outside of this situation. The Divine Masculine here fantasizes about something outside of the situation. And the truth is that the judgment is not for us to judge other people and how they relate to us. It's for us to judge ourselves and what actions we've taken to put ourselves in this position, and then to act accordingly to create change. Because this Emperor is edging themselves out on a limb, but they're still seated. And this panda bear can act very clumsy. If you've ever seen panda bears, they're so clumsy. They just roll around. And there's something about handling it with grace, not handling it in a clumsy way, but inching out on a limb, taking little risks. They've thought about changing directions. You can even see all of the dragonflies here. They've thought about changing directions drastically in this environment, because this environment is work for them. Like there's red tape, there's work that has to be had. And it almost feels like that has been going on for some time here, for at least the last couple of years. So I feel like they're really on the fence. I feel like they don't want to feel something for this person, even though this person is like they're a good person, you know, as much as we have to put a trigger warning, because we don't want to hear about how another person relates to someone that we care about, but they're not a negative person. The person that they're with is not a bad person. But it's easy for them to turn their back upon the good qualities so that they can change directions if they feel called to, because they're feeling restless. They're seeking out explorations. They're seeking out more possibilities for growth. Like they just don't feel like they're stabilized there. This Knight of Wands is not focused on commitment cycles. He's focused on immediate gratification. And that's something that perhaps this person feels like they're not achieving in this connection at this time, is immediate gratification. And I feel like their partner is busy. I feel like their partner might be like working and going to school and dealing with children. Like I feel like there's busyness there. I also just got this message about them feeling like they're under a microscope sometimes by their partner. We have September being significant, I think, of Virgo. Sometimes creeping into Leo energy. We have harp, great happiness. Every time I see the harp, I think of the left breast pocket where you'll find the key. It's like the heart space. And I feel like they won't allow themselves to really unlock it. Like they're emotionally pulled in different directions, but they're the ones who have to work towards that focus. We have the moon, changes in your life, and we have the gavel, involvement with the law, and we have muddled, unclear thinking coming out as well. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of legal battles. They're afraid of all the mess. To see the forest through the trees. They're afraid of changing things here, even though perhaps change is the only solution to the restlessness that they actually feel. We have an emotionally secure and loving family is important to you on the back of that deck. Now let's take a look here at their truest feelings for pile number 2, please. Compared to the third party, how are they feeling about pile number 2? Knight of Pentacles. the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles. Back of the deck is already the Knight of Swords. Let's clarify this as we go. How are they currently feeling, please, about the third part, about pile number 2 compared to the third party? Knight of Swords. The Nine of Cups. The Seven of Cups. Oh my goodness. Look at the way that this person is like standing in front of this cauldron and creating something. We have the World and we have the King of Swords. And notice the King of Swords here has his sword in the stone like King Arthur. And he can't take that truth out. It's like it's plunged in this stone and I don't have the strength to pull it out. They're very sort of attached to you. They're very kind of hoarding a little bit of the energy. This dragon wants to keep all his jewels safe. There's something about having my foot in this realm and having my foot in this realm at the same time and not wanting to really give up either realm at this moment because it will create too much havoc for me. It's like, you're a secret that I keep. You're a secret that I keep and I fantasize about you. There's also, it's like the way that they feel kind of like something's missing when you're not around, and that's what fuels that desire, that impulse energy that they have. And what's interesting here is that the Knight of Pentacles is being supported by the Knight of Swords. So this is the responsibility here. But all of these vines are talking about extra information that's come in amidst this journey. And now the Knight of Swords is rushing with that information, rushing with that truth, rushing with that inspiration. And it's bringing them to this crossroads with the Hierophant. And the Hierophant can talk about institutions like marriage. So there could be marriage on this side. There could also be marriage for you, perhaps in your neck of the woods. If you have commitment cycles, that's not for everyone. But the Hierophant is also not just about that institution. It's also about the paths that we take that lead us through evolution and advancement and overcoming obstacles. And their attraction to you has made them charge forward right past the Knight of Pentacles and head straight here to this Hierophant with the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment, which is dreaming, which is somebody way above their league. Somebody who makes them feel smug and makes them feel good about themselves. Someone that fuels all of these fantasies that come in. And they do fantasize about you. They feel like there's unfinished business. They could be connected to you on the internet. The two of you could be talking online or something in this moment as well. But again, you're a secret that this person keeps. How do they feel, please? But they know that if they want to get what they want, they have to walk through this door and they have to face the truth of the situation. They're also highlighting the Divine Feminine's beauty. They're calling you a goddess. We have good luck, horseshoe. But we have the pig, beware of greed, and a wish that will not be granted. We do have a stubborn, aggressive person. We have so many coming out, pile 2. We have a parting of the ways of either romance or business. A path of money being affected, a new home, new attitude. Like it's like they want to have a do-over, but they don't want to deal with the mess that this creates in the interim. We have here sorrow over a loss, the wreath. How do they currently feel, please, about pile number 2? Ganesha, they want to clear away obstacles, protection, and guidance. But there's endurance associated with this goddess. There's endurance associated with the elephant. There's also this feeling about telling themselves that there's a past life connection here or feeling a past life connection, and they're calling you that goddess energy. We have the Temptress, seduction, deceit, and a broken promise. Number 15, attachment. The devil can be physical energy between the two of you. And perception, looking beyond the veil of illusion, because there is a veil that's hiding their true feelings. And it's like they're trying to walk the path of least resistance. It's like they want their foot in both kingdoms in the present moment. Let's ask, how do they truly feel about pile number 2? Oh, on the floor. Jealousy. Make you jealous. So do they make you jealous in the other realm? It's easier to fantasize than it is to actually implement the necessary changes. But I want to fight for this. They don't want to give it up. Even if it's challenging, it's going to require determination, but they don't want to give it up. They just called you the Divine Feminine. I saw the Yin card. I feel like they enjoy that there's an openness with you, like you're not a prude, or it's like there's an openness with you, or they fantasize about you being way more receptive to them than they've experienced in the past. Don't worry, I'm coming. But you feel so far away. I just saw I want everything to be perfect. You're like the star of Aquarius. You could be an Aquarius here. But most importantly, like you're on that pedestal. You are like the goal. I want to just go ahead and do it and take that risk. Face the consequences later because you make me feel at home and I want to go after what I want. And they are inching out on the limb. They could be taking risks with you in the present moment right now. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What was the last thought they had about pile 2 in the bowl? The person on their mind, right? Whoops. We have here the Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Wands reversed. They could be worried about you getting upset with them. About you kind of getting tired of the wait, getting upset with them, getting frustrated. They're just not feeling very confident in these thoughts when they related them to you. They're really talking about like new home. They were thinking about new beginnings, new homes, but having to make a decision, a moral choice between these third parties in order to execute that. And they know they're going to have to keep you waiting for that for a time. We have ET. Just heard ET phone home. We have the 2 of Wands. Whoops. Just trying to flip it over. And the 4 of Wands. Now when we connect those two, it's the 6 of Wands, which can speak about marriages and putting on masks and confidence. There is a twin flame aspect and a lot of flirtation cycles. There could be a lot of flirtation on the internet here. We have the Anchor, so feeling stuck, stagnant, and asking ourselves, how did we get here? Surrender with the Seahorse. An expression for the Divine Masculine. We also have the Good Luck of the 4-leaf clover. And we have Pisces energy. Could be for the Divine Feminine on the other side as well. An iron as well. It's like ironing things out, domestic energies. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. And if it does, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Liberation card from the Magdalene Oracle, and this is your reading. How does this person feel about you versus the third party? So you versus them. We're going to do a comparison reading here today, but the Liberation card speaks about somebody who feels connected, who feels attached, who wants to be liberated from that feeling. And this card specifically talks about our liberating thoughts and feelings within our heart space that if we express them outward can liberate physical situations and practical and influence practical growth overall. But this could be definitely a sign that somebody wants to be liberated from their attachment. Maybe you even hope to be liberated from your attachment to this third party situation. But we're going to start with, we're going to start with their feelings for the third party on the left hand side. And Spirit wants to put a bit of a trigger warning here because it's never easy to hear how people feel about other people. But we'll put a bit of a trigger warning. And then we're going to look at how they're feeling comparatively to you. How do they feel about the third party in this present moment, please? We have the King of Pentacles. Could be a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. The King of Pentacles, though, does represent somebody in charge, right? They've built something for themselves. They've invested. They're sitting surrounded by their investments and surrounded by the dividends that have come from it. We have the 9 of Pentacles, but you'll notice that there's a mask being worn here. And even in the King of Pentacles, his face is like a half moon, half crescent moon. There's like hidden energies here. They've got a lot of abundance in that area. If you looked in through their window, you would see a lot of abundance. We have the Empress. I feel like this person has given the Empress a chance to, or a reason to look and question themselves, a reason to kind of look into the background. It's like there's just insecurity coming from the partnership overall. We have the 8 of Wands on the back of the deck, and you'll notice even with this 8 of Wands, there's a note coming in. She's holding a huge scythe. How do they truly feel about the third party, please? Oof. That's too much. We have a devil coming out. Capricorn energy. They definitely could be a Capricorn here. I did see the Six of Cups, and that's been across the board here. There could be children involved, so please take that as it resonates. We have the World. I feel like this divine masculine energy has been caught on the internet before. Like stepping outside of the connection, doing things that are inappropriate. I think that they've been caught before. Because I feel like their partner has now an eagle eye out. Literally, look at the Page of Swords watching. It's like, I have my eye on you, literally my one eye. I'm looking over my shoulder. My empowerment is actually being questioned. I may be acting empowered by maintaining my position, but the truth is, it's like we're playing games with each other or something. It's like we're taking careful, calculated steps. The Divine Feminine here is taking very careful, calculated steps in this connection to maintain her position. Even if it's false, even if it's not abundant. Because I feel like there have been problems in this relationship in the past. I feel like this Divine Masculine was caught tiptoeing towards something that they shouldn't have tiptoed towards with this devil energy. The devil represents things that we're attached to, addictions, insecurities, things that drive us to action as well. And there's this feeling about this person feeling trapped, and that's the excuse they give themselves to explore elsewhere, to give into temptations. There's the mermaid. And I feel like there's an online component. And maybe that online component includes you perhaps in some way, but their partner is like, they're putting them under the microscope right now. Putting them under the microscope. You'll see that with the Nine of Pentacles here, one foot is a circle, it's like a wheel, the other one's a shoe. So it's like I have 1 foot in and I have 1 foot out the door. It's like I have 1 foot here and I have 1 foot out the door. Back of the deck is the Magician with the Ten of Swords. And look, it's like Houdini's box. I put myself in there willingly, and I'm trying to avoid all of these thorns. I feel like both of them are there. I feel like this Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine are both trying to avoid the truth here. The truth is coming at them from every direction, and it's unavoidable. There's shadows from the past that are creeping in to influence this connection. It's like a monopoly of some kind. I just heard alienation of affection. Like there's just something about our ability to try to control the whole situation that's actually stopping us from liberating ourselves from this whole situation. She thinks she's preserving something, but she's not preserving anything. She's not preserving her heart space. She's not preserving their affection towards her, because I don't feel love here. There's no cups here. It's like I don't feel the love here. And although things may practically look abundant, maybe they have lots of money, maybe they have a nice home, maybe they both look beautiful, but the emotional connection has been dissected in some way. And now somebody wants to break free from this attachment. Or they both want to break free. I feel like the Divine Feminine does not want to break free, but I feel like it's what's best for her, if I was honest. We have Cat, a two-faced friend. But we have Target here, a goal-oriented person, and lighthearted, carefree time. So it's like very combative. One is about responsibility, but this is about lighthearted, carefree time. So goals and lighthearted, carefree time. I feel like it's like this Divine Masculine maybe have too many cooks in the kitchen in this present moment. But it's like we have goals. We've reached certain targets. In a practical sense, we would look in as the collective gaze and say, wow, they're really successful here. I just saw a deep friendship with someone of the same sex, so take that as it resonates. And that's the thing about this side of things, I don't even feel friendship over here. I don't even feel friendship. I feel like there was an emphasis here on attraction, like physical beauty or something. There wasn't a lot of emotional substance over here, even in the beginning. We have here someone is behaving stupidly, the turkey. It's like it wasn't really, I hate to say that, but it may not have been based on substance to begin with. And we can't really launch ourselves into anything emotionally fulfilling when we're not basing it on something emotional. It could have been all kind of physical at the beginning of their connection, and I feel like that's definitely fizzled out. We have August, Leo energy coming in. I also think of like Virgo creeping in. We have Peacock, On the back of the deck, beware of great pride. And we started with the King of Pentacles, but I also feel like this peacock energy is being equated to the divine feminine here too, because I think it's pride and our maintenance of trying to micromanage a situation that's already perhaps taken a downhill spiral, maybe multiple times. And we're just trying to avoid the truth, but the truth is piercing us anyway. The truth is there. It's just almost paralyzing. There's the Eight of Swords. The truth is almost paralyzing. Now let's take a look on your side of the fence and see how they're feeling over here. How do they currently feel about you versus the third party for pile number 3, please? The Emperor. Now this Emperor is the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. And the Cheshire Cat didn't really know which direction to send people. It's like, I'm going in this direction. So there's something about creeping out into the limb and feeling emotionally pulled in different directions. But you can see how focused the Cheshire Cat is on something below. It's like you may be what they want to leap towards. But it's a risk. There's also, you capitalize or you represent a deep quenching of thirst. It's like they want to quench a thirst when it comes to you. There's the Ten of Wands, and they are protecting this attraction they have towards you, or they're trying to protect it from this gaze, and they carry it with them wherever they go. I just heard grind my gears, and I think that they oftentimes really focus on your connection when something over here is going awry. It's like the attraction they have towards you is what's trying to get the gears in motion, is trying to influence the leap of faith that's necessary here. 4 of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. Back of the deck is the 6 of Cups, but we're going to clarify this as we go here. I'll keep these two together. We have the 8 of Swords, the 3 of Cups. And I feel like you're the exact opposite of what they would categorize their current partner with or as. It's like you're the exact opposite. If this person's over emotional, or if this person is emotionally overbearing, they would think of you as like just having fun. This is like a light connection. This is someone who makes me feel good. This is somebody who is different from that environment. You help me rest from that environment in some way. And you feel perhaps unattainable, or it's like maybe too good to be true. It's like you feel so far away, or you feel like it's unattainable unless they make changes within this environment. And I feel like when it comes to you, there's Tweedledee, Tweedledum with the Lovers. This came out in pile 1 with the 3 of Wands, but they're talking here about a deep connection, both of you having the fear of loss. So there could both be liberation and the desire for liberation here. There could both of you could have commitment cycles at this moment. But again, it's highlighting that the fear of loss is stopping us from making a critical decision. A critical decision. They feel very physically and sexually drawn to you right now. And it's like this is a buzzard. It's like it's circling. It's like a circulation. So the two of you, perhaps, maybe they felt this way for a really long time, or they feel like they keep coming back to this attraction as well. There's a message here about this Knight of Cups, and it's a frog riding on this horse. And the frog is our intuition. It's about clearing out the clutter. And they feel, well, they know that's necessary. They know the vulnerability is necessary for movement with you, but they're still sleeping on it in this moment. It's like they're not ready to execute because they still have this hoarder mentality right now. It's like I want my cake and I want to eat it too. They're also highlighting the way that they get to be, the person they get to be when they're with you. Over here, her eyes are wide open. She has her eyes peeled on this person. They're under a microscope. But on this side, they get to be this knight in shining armor. They get to be, they don't have to move through that commitment cycle. There's not as much determination towards proving myself. It's like I don't feel like I have to prove myself over here. I can just be this version of this knight in shining armor that lets me enjoy myself because they have fun with you. There's something different about you. They want to take you out. Maybe they're currently taking you out sometimes. And it's like they get to do that without the fear of the unknown or the fear of the future. The fear of the unknown is still implemented because they're worried about what will happen as a consequence if they keep kind of pushing their luck when it comes to their focus towards you. And you give them a solace when they are feeling stuck in this in-between. When they don't know which direction to go in, they would fall towards like dreams about you, fantasies about you, in order to placate that. Now with that Three of Wands, that's desire for expansion. There's the Queen of Wands. You could be a fire sign. Gemini as well as here, Aquarius. But they're really speaking about wanting to explore more, wanting to fight for this connection, wanting to learn more about you, especially in this in-between. I do feel like there's a disconnect between their ability to act and really create change in their connection with you at this moment, because they feel like they're in the process of needing to break free in this liberation. How do they feel, please, about pile number 3? Celebration, fun, and enjoyment, the Tankard. And that's what the Three of Cups is. It's like you just represent fun. You represent abundance. You represent joy. This is hard work. This is somebody who has to look over. Both of them are looking over their shoulder at this point on the other side. We have here dealings relationship with an older man. And we have great worry over nothing. The whale needs to come up to express itself, or it will drown in that emotion. And maybe they don't feel like they have to explain themselves in this realm. They do feel like they have to explain themselves over here. We have Unicorn, using your intuition to make beneficial changes, but that's where the unique quality of you comes to light. You feel very secular or separate or different from everybody else with this star energy. It's like they put you up on that pedestal. And there's that Vulture again. Depression, anxiety, and worrying that someone is against you because they care what you think about them. Again, over here, they've already established themselves with their actions in their gaze. But over here, on your end, they really care about looking like a good person to you. They don't want to give you a bad impression because they're attracted to you and they're still in another environment. They really care about looking like a bad guy to you. We have Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross. The rooster is protecting the hen house. And you know, the rooster is responsible for many hens, right? And so it's like, I want to protect it all. I want to hold on to you. I don't want to make changes here yet, because then that'll prove this person right. So it's like they're hoarding onto this position, and this, it's like with the Nine of Pentacles, this is not just her position or their position. This is also the collective gaze. This is also the opinions of other people. This is their integrity being questioned. So they're trying to protect everything. They're trying to protect this environment, and themselves. How do they truly feel, please, about pile number 3? Woo. I just saw Mother Mary. Oops. Grabbed the wrong deck. Let me grab the right deck. Motherhood, there could be children involved on either side of this situation. We have here apprehension, moving out of the world with doubt and fear. And it's number 18, because their attraction to you highlights the necessity for power, strength to get out of this prison of our own design. Both the prison of the mind and the practical sort of prisons that we create for ourselves. But your influence allows them to peer down into that veil and say, you know, am I ready for changes in my life? They're creeping onto the limb to take that leap of faith. We have Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. They keep highlighting motherhood, please. Here we also have the Dream. It says here, something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. And ultimately they know that they're like one decision away, and sort of steering their focus. It's like one decision away from creating change. All they have to do is liberate. All you have to do, perhaps, if you're also in attachment, is liberate. It's like that's what they feel. It's like if we could just put down the weight of the world and just be together, it's like that would be the perfect solution. But they're apprehensive about making all of those changes come to light. How do they feel, please, about pile number 3? Love me. And honestly, I don't see cups over here. It's like there's cups over here. I don't see cups. So there's this feeling about needing a void filled. What do you want to do about the situation? Because you matter to them. It's not just all about the physical. It's about a connection that they feel. And they are telling themselves, whether right or wrong, they're telling themselves that the two of you kind of belong together, or you should be together. That they've been wasting time in another environment. But there is someone else. And I don't want to lose you, but I know that I'm being selfish in the present moment. This doesn't feel like it's in disconnection. But please take the messages as they resonate. Love is the answer. But light and liberation are so similar. It's all about bringing things to the surface. Our truth, which will set us free and other people free as well. Let's get a charm bowl, please. For pile number 3, what was the last thought that this person had about... Oops, I lost it on the floor. 2 on the floor. We have the 6 of Pentacles and the Judgment. There's like this lack of support. It's like they're struggling because of debt. It could even be financial energy. They're struggling. They're coming up with these reasons and these thoughts about why now's not the time to liberate. So our ego will always give us excuses why we shouldn't advance, because the Judgment's telling them, well, maybe you'll make an error in judgment. Maybe you're going to make a mistake. But truly, it's representing the fear of change. And there's the 4 of Swords. They were kind of thinking in a defensive way because they were feeling triggered towards you in these thoughts. But the reality of their 3D situation is kind of looming above the whole situation. During these conflicting thoughts, they keep telling themselves, well, I can't act now because of this environment. I can't act now because maybe it would leave them with no support. I can't act now. But the truth is, it doesn't matter what their excuses are. It's all about that fear of change. Which, again, the 4 of Swords is encouraging us to unload everything, to start the healing process so we can be liberated to speak our truth. We have the letter B. We have H and Y. We also have here Capricorn. There's a fairly strong Capricorn presence. We have the Rose and Empowerment because they feel like you empower them. We also have the turtle on his back. And I think about a turtle that can't move, and I think about the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So it's like stuck in motion, not being able to move. We do have Our Lady in the Bowl, Mother Mary. There could be a Catholic connection, but there's also the thorns amidst her roses. Or I'm sorry, thorns amidst her heart space. So there's a feeling about the vulnerable heart and motherhood as well. And sacrifice, motherhood and sacrifice for motherhood. We also have here, remember the Sabbath day. So a religious sort of attachment perhaps, or it's like adhering to like a strict policy or adhering to like strict expectations. Again, a religious connection perhaps though. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. Be sure to check your notification bells if you have dropped comments in the past, because I have recently reached out to another winner, so be sure to check those. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I hope that you come and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.